Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie tells Parliament today that his government's top priority is the opening of Baha.
In a communication to the House of Assembly this afternoon on the Baha matter, Prime Minister Christie outlined the way forward to achieve his government's goal. It comes a day after the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Delaware threw out Baha's Chapter 11 case. Mr. Christie noted that the ruling re-emphasized confidence in the Bahamian court system and governance. Clint Watson reports.
After experiencing significant hurdles in the Baha issue, the government is pleased that the country has turned a corner to brighter days. Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie expressing newfound confidence following the ruling in Delaware yesterday that struck out the bankruptcy petition for the local subsidiaries under Baha. In Parliament Wednesday, his optimism that the resort will soon be completed and opened was evident.
My optimism today for that successful outcome is, I'm happy to say, infinitely greater in the wake of the court rulings, both here in the Bahamas and now in Delaware as well. My government therefore looks forward with confidence and in optimism to the prompt resumption of negotiations between interested parties who will, I am sure, cooperate to the fullest with the provisional liquidators so that an early resolution of this matter in the interest of the Bahamian people and all stakeholders can be achieved as quickly as possible.
Prime Minister Christie used his communication to highlight that his government's decision to have provisional liquidators appointed, against much criticism, was supported by the U.S. court as a right move.
The government is pleased that the Bankruptcy Court in Delaware shares the government's view that the future of the Baha resort should be determined not in or by a court in Delaware, but rather here in the Bahamas by our own Supreme Court, especially now that the court here has appointed provisional liquidators.
In fact, the nation's leader went as far as to say the ruling and decision has vindicated him.
One of the reasons that the investment climate in the Bahamas remains strong is that investors, be they Bahamian or non-Bahamian, implicitly and explicitly repose confidence in the independence and competence of our courts. I am pleased that both the decision of the Bahamas Supreme Court appointing the provisional liquidators and the decision of the Delaware Court yesterday dismissing the Chapter 11 proceedings have, Mr. Speaker, and I understand some question the word, but have vindicated the course of action foreshadowed in my July 16th national address and proven that we were right to proceed in that way.
The Prime Minister notes that the process to get the resort completed and opened is well on the way and in what he called capable hands of the joint provisional liquidators appointed by the Bahamas Supreme Court. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.